There you go, you're recording.
Hello, I am a business goth. Nice to meet you.
What do you sell, business goth?
The homosexual agenda. Hello there, internet. I guess I am on you now. So, my name is Tiz, and this channel is called Bookflix, I believe, unless I changed it because it technically doesn't exist right now. It's just me in my bedroom with a camera like a crazy person. Great. Great. Okay. I'm gonna do the Booktube Newbie Tag as my first video because it's the easiest thing to do. Not gonna lie to you, that's really why I'm doing it. But also because it's like a good introduction and it is a good tag. Like, not shading the tag, promise. The first question is, why did you start this channel? And I started this channel because I just moved out of my house and it's summer before I start uni. And I was like, well, I've watched so much YouTube recently, particularly Booktube. I've become obsessed with Booktube. So I was like, well, I could do that. I love books. I now have a fancy bookcase, all of my own. Look how sexy it is. It's so sexy. Question 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? I don't know how unique my videos are going to be because I haven't filmed them yet. I do know, however, that I am terrible, truly terrible at sticking to one consistent thing. So the thing that I will bring to Booktube will probably be random videos that don't actually have that much to do with books, or are very, like, they're related to books, but they're a bit off-kilter from the theme. But I will also bring, like, all the normal videos. I mean, Booktube is going to be the central pillar of this channel, like, definitely. So if you're here for books, you will get books. Don't worry about that. I will never have anything overcome my obsession with books, other than maybe Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it's maybe already above my obsession of books anyway, so sorry, I guess. Question numero 3. What are you most excited for about this new channel? Well, I wanted to do like a YouTube channel like everyone has until I was like 12 years old and I discovered the concept of being a YouTuber. But like, I've never felt unawkward enough to do it, and I am looking forward to making Booktube friends. Like, that is definitely front and foremost, which is so typical. So typical. Oh my god. But true. I also just love being creative, and I am going to university to study film production, so this is a very good way of me practicing all of the skills that I will learn in that, as well as being able to express stuff that I love and am passionate about. And obviously I'm excited to like try and think up new cool ideas to film stuff. Question 4. That's 3. 4. Why do you love reading? I grew up with siblings with learning difficulties / disabilities. So 2 of them have high functioning autism and the other has chronic ADHD, which means that I had to take on a lot of responsibility from a young age. So reading was very much an escape. It was something that was mine, and none of my siblings really are big readers. So it was definitely my thing. Like, it meant that I didn't need anyone else's attention. I just needed a book. And I think this kind of cemented more when I was growing up and I had very little friends in primary school. I depended more and more on the concept of books, and then when I did get more friends, reading became a very social thing for me. We would all read the same books and then talk about them. Like, my entire friendship group read The Mortal Instruments with me. In fact, everyone that I know, bar like 2 people, have read my copy of Safe Heavenly Fire. So that's how much of a social thing it is. But I've moved away from all my friends now, so I need to make new ones to talk about books with. Question 5. What book series got me into reading? I don't think there was ever a particular series that got me into reading. I have always loved to read. I could read far better than I could walk as a child. Like, my mum will a testament to the fact that I've always gravitated towards books. I've always loved to read. I would say that there were certain pinnacles of reading in my life though. Can't see them, they're like just above here, but I love the Georgia Nicholson series. That was the first series that I read with my friendship group, and where I found that reading could be a social thing as well as just a personal me thing. And it's no surprise to anyone, I'm such a typical white booktuber, like just absolute YA trash, because as you can see, the Mortal Instruments series is the light of my life. Cassandra Clare is my favourite author, and I don't care if I'm trash, and I don't care if I'm predictable, and I don't care if I'm a stereotype, because those books are peak for me. Absolute peak. And I'm sure I will talk about that a lot, like a sad amount. Question 6, if I can unlock my phone. What questions would you ask your favourite booktubers? There are so many questions I would ask, and so many of them are just about random shit. Like, so many of them have nothing to do with booktube, and would just be like, what's your favourite colour? Because I just like random facts, I think. I think that's my problem. I'm not very streamlined. I would ask Emma Books so many questions about these books, about the Shadowhunter books, because I just cannot help myself. I would have to ask her all the questions so that I could bond with her, because, like, yes. And then Books and Lala, I would ask, how does she just come up with so many good ideas? Like, so many unique, good ideas that I just watch her channel and I'm like, oh my god, I want to do all those. But then I'm like, I can't just copy all of her ideas, that's terrible. And I won't do that, obviously. But I'm just sat in awe of how original she is and how creative she is. Like, I would watch her eat a bowl of cereal, but she gives me content that I could never have thought up of. 7. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think that being nervous on camera is going to be a very big one, because I'm very nervous, and when I'm nervous I just blabber, and that's going to be horrible to edit. I also think that it's going to be hard to just come up with new stuff all the time. Like, I am a creative person, but I know that when you are forced to be creative, all the ideas just flutter off. They just leave you. They just go. They're just gone. At the moment, I don't have any internet. So uploading the videos, particularly the first ones, is going to be very hard, because I just will have to sit in a cafe for like 6 hours. Favourite thing to do ever. Just sit around and drink tea. Speaking of tea. 8. When did you start reading? I don't remember when I started reading. I must have started at such a young age. I still have a lot of the books that I read as a kid. I know that I was completely obsessed with Julia Donaldson? I think that's her name. I was completely obsessed with Room on the Broom, to the extent of like wanting to have the broom. To be the cat and have the broom. Not the person, not the witch, the cat. 9. Where do I read? I read anywhere. I'm one of those people who can read literally anywhere. Like, it's ridiculous. I could be in the noisiest room and I can completely zone in on the book. But if I had a preference, places that are comfy with some tea. I used to read and walk down the street was after I read Jacqueline Wilson's book about her childhood, and she used to do that. She used to read and walk down the street, and then one day she got hit by a car. So after reading that, I was like, I shouldn't do that anymore. I will get hit by a car and that will be really, really bad. Last question, 10. What kind of books do you like to read? This is a very hard question for me to answer, and also a very easy question for me to answer, because like the go-to answer would be YA fantasy, because like, look, this is my favourite shelf and we have Cassandra Clare books and then like the Young Elite series. Like, it is YA fantasy all the way there. But that's not the only books I like to read. I like to read adult fiction too. Up there, you can't see it, but it's up there. There is stuff like the Millennium series. I also like to read a lot of middle grade. I have an entire shelf of middle grade down there. I like to read dystopian, and I like sci-fi. I am very versatile. There's not a lot I don't like to read. I will pick anything up and I will try it if it sounds interesting to me. Genre and target audience isn't really something that I find restrictive to me. There are like certain genres I struggle with more than others though. Like, I find high adult fantasy very difficult just because it is difficult. It's hard to read. It's, you know, it's a lot. So I tend to not read as much of it. I also find that with classics. I have like a pile of classics like directly above my head right now. I love them, but I do struggle because it doesn't come naturally to me. The language that is used there doesn't come naturally to me. Like right now, I'm reading a collection of Oscar Wilde stories and I'm finding it more difficult than I anticipated, even though they are short stories. Just because I'm not familiar with that way of talking. I also struggle a little bit with non-fiction. I'm just so used to reading fiction, that's what I gravitate towards, that sometimes when I try and read non-fiction, I'm like, what is this? What's going on? Where am I? Where is the magic? Where are the aliens? What is happening? So, hi, this is my formal introduction to Booktube and YouTube as a whole. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you stick around for more. I hope to make friends with all the people in my comments that are nice. Goodbye, I guess.
Yo, what up? It's Bookflix and I'm Tyrion.